Guys, I'm back. I am so glad to be back. The last 2 weeks have been not very good. I'm still not completely better, but doing a whole lot better. I can talk without it hurting my mouth, so that's a good sign. A lot of you know this already, but 2 weeks ago was the last live, and I didn't tell you guys during the live, but right before, it's probably 45 minutes, half an hour before the live, I was up eating supper. It was a quick supper. I just did a frozen meal. It was a chicken fettuccine. Well, there aren't supposed to be bones in that chicken fettuccine, but there was a little bitty bone. I mean, really little bitty bone. I bit down on it just right. And you wouldn't believe the cracking, crunching sound it made. I was like, ah, hurt instantly. Prayed, took some ibuprofen. By the time, like a few minutes before the live, I'm like, okay, I think I can handle this. So I went live, but I didn't tell you because I thought in case it starts hurting, I want to get this live done as quickly as possible. So I didn't want to talk about it because I knew that would make the video a little bit longer. But needless to say, I went called the dentist the next morning. They couldn't see me till Tuesday, so I had the problem of the whole weekend. As long as I didn't bite down on it, I was okay. But it always felt like it was moving, so I was really worried about it. Lo and behold, it cracked all the way down to the root, so they had to pull it. There was nothing else they could do. And then I've been having problems ever since. And then Monday, I went to the dentist again because the pain was just driving me crazy. I wasn't sure if it was dry socket. I didn't think it was. There was just one last stitch there that was pulling and really messing me up. And she said, "Yep, it's the stitch. You don't have dry socket." She took the stitch out. Things started doing better. So that's why I was able to go live today. I was a little nervous Monday, wondering if I was going to be able to. Okay, looks like I'm on Facebook, so that means you guys are seeing me. I meant to check that and almost forgot. Let me hurry up and put this over here because I need all the room I can get, so I'm going to get this phone off of here. But yeah, I am so glad to be back. Like I said, I'm still having some problems. The dentist went ahead and called in an antibiotic for me just in case. And she said by Thursday, if you're still having some problems, go and get it filled. I'm having ear pain off and on. I'm hoping I didn't get some ear infection or something from all of this. And this is still a little tender, but nothing like it was. And calling the Walgreens, and they still don't have it ready. And she turned it in on Monday. So I'm like, okay, I'm over this. I am really tired of this. Okay, now I'm done with my aches and pains. I'm just really glad I'm here. Glad you guys are here. Looks like I've got about 16 people between YouTube and Facebook. Glad you guys are here. I know we'll get more here in a little bit. Hi, Becky. And I have a question for you, Becky. I've got a Becky White on YouTube and a Becky White on Facebook. Is that the same person? I'm thinking that it's the one Becky because you both spell it with a B, with an I at the end. I've just always been curious. I had a feeling it was just you, just one of you, but if there might be two of you, just curious. Oh, hi, Christy. Oh, good. You get to watch live. You didn't have any grandkids stop by, huh? You probably kind of wish you did, though. Let's see here. Oh, thanks for sharing the video, Becky. I really do appreciate that. Oh, hi, Deborah. Yep, you're catching me live. Glad you're here. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Robin. And Michelle. And, oh, yeah, Christy, it was awful. I'm ready to be over this. I'll probably be getting an implant, but they can't do it for another 3 months because everything has to heal up. But yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Yep, I'm getting better, thank goodness. Okay, Deborah says you can see me good. Let's see. Oh, Becky, you said you missed what I said. I've got a Becky on Facebook and a Becky on YouTube that commented, and I'm just wondering if it's the same person. It's okay if it is, but I'm just curious because they spell it with an I at the end, and I'm just wondering because that's happened. I think just about every live, and I'm thinking it's just the one person, which is fine. I love getting comments on both. That helps my algorithm, but I've just been curious. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, it is just the one. Okay. I thought, well, maybe there are two Beckys that spell it with an I, so and a White, but I had a feeling it was just the one person. But thanks for commenting on both. That helps out. Okay, well, I think we are going to go ahead. We've been on for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start with the door prize. Some of you have already done this. those of you that are watching live here tonight that live in the United States, let me pop this up again. You need to, okay, if you live in the United States and want to be part of the door prize, you need to comment here tonight, hashtag door prize, and you want to spell it exactly the way you see it there on the screen. It's the hashtag sign or number sign, pound sign. It's got a ton of different names. But hashtag and then door prize, all small letters, one word. Don't put a space. If you're like me, there are times I'm doing these hashtags. I'm still new to hashtags. I'll always put a space. If it's more than one word, I automatically put a space and like, oh, I have to get rid of that because it won't work. So make sure there's no space, all small letters, and make sure you don't forget that hashtag at the beginning. That's everybody that lives in the United States that wants to be in the door prize. Now I'm going to first, let me change something here. Go to another screen. And I have a couple people I hadn't heard from. And if I don't hear from you this week, then I'll take the name tags off and put these back in my stash to give away as door prizes. But Lori Christ Query, I think that's, let me put up there. My handwriting is not the greatest, but Lori, you won this a couple weeks, well, no more than a couple weeks ago, but a few weeks ago, the Cork Rounds. So if you could contact me, I don't know if you're on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just message me there on the my Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, look down the video description and click that contact me link there, and you can give me your mailing address and I'll get these mailed out to you. And then Patty Joe, you won the last live, which was 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't heard from you. You watch a lot. I think you usually watch on YouTube, so you want to click that contact me link. But I just want to make sure that you saw this, that you did win this 2 weeks ago. So you need to contact me and let me know your mailing address. Okay, now I'm going to go. This was the door prize for everybody that watched live and watched the replay and commented hashtag door prize. So if you're watching the replay, the live's over and you're watching the replay, make sure you do the hashtag door prize also to let me know that you want to be in on the second door prize. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But this is from the last one. These are the opaque adhesive back gems. So I'm going to go ahead and get the wheel on here. And we'll see who wins these. These came out, oh, they were in the last January to April mini last year. Okay, let's see who's winning. Oh, speaking of Becky, congratulations, Becky. That's the other reason I wanted to make sure it was the same Becky White in case you did win, because I do have your address, so I will make sure I get that mailed out to you. Congratulations, Becky. That was from last week, or 2 weeks ago. And now I'm going to go back here and start showing you the door prices for tonight. Get my post-it notes out of the way here. I'll need those again later, but not now. I have one last pack of the Festive Pearls. This is retiring. I'm not sure if they're still available or not. They are in the current annual catalog, which ends in less than a week. Tuesday's the last day of the this current annual catalog, and what you cannot see, their cherry cobbler, those red, if you don't know our Stampin' Up colors, up here at the top. And so it's gold, silver. This was soft succulent, but we don't have that color anymore, so it's just a nice pale green. I love that color. I miss soft succulent. I was hoping that was going to come back. And then the cherry cobbler. So this is everybody that's watching the live here tonight that lives in the United States that comments hashtag door prize. And you can see, yeah, I've got YouTube and Facebook. If you can see, well, here, I forgot to get back on this screen. Let me put that back up there. There we go. Make sure you type it in just like it's showing on the screen, hashtag door prize. And then you'll get put in the drawing for this. And I will announce the winner for this at the end of today's live. I've got a little raffle thing in here, and that's why you have to type it in exactly right, because that raffle thing, I don't know what to call it, but the raffle in the software is actually what chooses the winner. So it pulls all of the comments that have the hashtag door prize. That's why you have to do it exactly right. Now, if you are watching the replay, just as long as it looks like hashtag door prize, I'll know, because I'm the one that puts the names in the wheel. So human eyes can tell the difference. Computers, it has to be exact. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of hashtag door prize. Oh, you're welcome, Becky. Glad you won. Okay, I see all these door prizes. I'm just making sure I haven't missed any comments here. Oh, hi, Sheila. I'm glad you're here. Oh, hi, Lynn from Southern New Jersey. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I think I've seen everybody else get through all the hashtag door prizes. I'd love to see that. I'm glad you guys like doing the door prizes. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hi, Carmel from Texas. My husband's down in Texas right now. He's at a thing for work. He comes back tomorrow, but he left Sunday. So I'm ready for him to come home. He's down in Tyler, Texas, is where he's at right now. Okay. Oh, Becky, you love the set I'm using tonight. I do too. This is the first time I've used it. I've had it for a little while, and the first time I've gotten to use it. I was actually going to use a different one. Went for the bundle. Well, here, I'll just go to me since I'm talking, and then we'll go back to the embellishments. But I was going to use another one. I think it was Flower Cart. Stampin' Up sent me just the stamp set. They forgot to get the dies in there. The dies are on the way, but not in time. So that made it so I could do the Cutest Cows, and I'm kind of glad of the mix-up. These were cute. I really like making them. Really had fun making them. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the other screen real quick because this is what everybody that does the hashtag door prize during the live and the replay will get put in the drawing for the pastel adhesive back sequins. These are also retiring. I'm not sure if they're still available, but you can win a pack of them. I've actually got a couple more packs I could give away another time. But these, I really like the looks of these. And there are 2 sheets of them. The top one here is our larger sequins, and then the bottom one is smaller sequins. Oh, Crystal, you love the cows too. Yeah, they're cute. Oh, hi, Ruth from Arizona. Glad you're here. See your hashtag door prize. Good. And Denise Weiger. Glad you're here. Oh, hi, Carrie. So your hashtag door prize. So everybody does hashtag door prize during the live can win the festive pearls. People that do the hashtag door prize during the live and the replay will get put in the drawing for the pastel adhesive back sequence. Okay, we are done with that. Normally I would start talking about the class, but I wanted to show you something real quick. I kind of talked about, I can't remember, probably 3 weeks ago, about possibly joining my team, and I was just waiting for people to come on. I've actually had one person reach out to me thinking about doing it. For those of you thinking about it, May is a wonderful time. Celebration, you could get this glass mat free with this thing here, which I forgot to wet down. When this thing's not wet, it is hard, but it's the chamois. But now, in May, how many of you have seen the brand new in colors that are coming out on Wednesday? They are so pretty. Stampin' Up is giving everybody that signs up during May, you get the regular starter kit, which is $125 for the product of your choice, up to $125. You can't go over. You also get a free paper pumpkin kit, some business supplies. That includes an 8-pack of the new annual catalogs, and you get free shipping. That is the regular $99 starter kit, which is already a great deal. But you're going to get $82 worth of in-color products. Let me show you. You will get every single one, all 5 of the ink colors. Christy's seen them. I figured you had, Christy. But these colors are so pretty. Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink. How many remember Pretty in Pink? That was a color that we thought was gone forever. They brought it back. I'm glad because this is a true pink. We've got like Petal Pink and Bubble Bath and, I guess you could say Flirty Flamingo. They're just not real pinks. Pretty in Pink is definitely a pink. Then Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash. So if you sign up during May, you will, all the things I listed, you'll also get all 5 ink pads for free. You will get the set of the Stampin' Right markers for free. And you get, here we go, the bundle of the cardstock. It's, okay, that's not too bad. I was afraid that's going to be too close to the camera. The pack includes 4 sheets of each color. And last but not least, you're also going to get a pack of the, this is just called the 2024 to 2026 N Color 6x6 DSP. And let me show you. So get all this and put this to the side. I want to show you this. We've had last few years, quite a few years actually, they come out with pattern paper that includes all the colors in a collection. Now, when you do the in color one, you get 4 of each design, I do believe. Make sure, after I said that, yeah, 4 of each design, because there are only 5 colors in the in color in each in color set. So I've always liked it. The paper, it's not been my favorite. The patterns in this year's paper, isn't that pretty? And then here's the other side, just the stripes, which I use stripes all the time. And then the other one is this one. There's a 6x6 pack. And then there's the other side with a bunch of little dots on it. Yeah, you can see that. So those are the patterns, but you get them in every single color. So you get 4 of these in the pretty in pink. You get 4 of these in the pretty in pink, and then so on and so forth. Peach pie, petunia pop. That's Shy Shamrock, I think. And that's Shy Shamrock. This is the Summer Splash. Those 2 colors, you have to put them next to each other. This is more blue, as you can see, and there's the green. So Shy Shamrock, and this is the Summer Splash. But I think this paper is gorgeous. I really like it. So I think I'll be getting, a lot of times I don't, but I think I'm going to get all, let's see, 6 collections of these because I really like those patterns. I'll be using those a lot. So I just want to let you know about that. For those of you that are thinking about, you would love to get a discount on all your Stampin' Up stuff, become a demonstrator. Just wanted you to know about that. And if any of you are interested and want to find out more about being a demo or just want to see like join one of my meetings. I'm actually having a Zoom-like meeting. I'm not actually using Zoom. I'm using another program called Sessions. It's just like Zoom. You can join us in that meeting if you want to. I've already got one person coming and joining just to see what it's like. And that is going to be on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you're interested in that on YouTube, click the contact me link and let me know. And I'll make sure I give you the link to the meeting. And if you're on Facebook, you can message me and let me know. I just wanted you to know that this is $82 worth of product that's added to your starter kit. So the starter kit's only $99. So that is pretty cool. So I just wanted you to know that. I never know if there might be somebody watching that is interested in getting that discount all the time. Okay, and that's actually a better deal than this mat was because this mat was $60. So that's actually another $22 worth of product more than what you got during Celebration. So yeah, I thought this was good. The end colors are even better. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start talking about the class now. You can see the ticker that's going across the bottom. If you place a $40 order before shipping and tax using the host code that you see there at the bottom, I'm going to put this on too because I think it's a little easier. You don't have to wait for the host code to show up. If you use that host code of the $40 order before shipping and tax, you will get the packs to make 2 each of the cards. I do all the embossing for you and any die cutting that's done that is not part of the featured bundle. Now this time I'm using a bundle that has a punch. But I am using, there is one of the cards at least has some die cutting, but there is embossing. I did all that for you. So that's enough to make 2 of each card that I'm going to make here tonight. If you bump it up to a $50 order, you will also get the Loose Silver Sequins. And these are retiring, but I have enough to give in your card kits if you bump it up to that $50 order using the host code. But if your order is $150 or more, take that host code off. Don't use it. You'll still get all this. You will also get Stampin' Words from Stampin' Up. I don't want you to miss out on that. And let's see, Melissa, was it you that asked? I just saw it pop up. Not yet with the glass mat. She's asking if you can get the glass mat. They have not told us anything about this. I'm not sure if they completely gave them all away in Celebration or if they're going to have more, but they'll let us know. And as soon as they let us know, I will let you know because I know a lot of people would love to get this. Yeah, Crystal, you should have waited. That's okay. They just announced it 1 or 2 days ago. I think a couple days ago. No, yeah, it was Tuesday. That's right. Tuesday's when we found out about it. We always get weekly Tuesday updates. Okay, aren't those pretty colors, Melissa? I really like them. So I loved last year's that came out. Love these. So now I've got 10 in colors that I get to play with all year long. We all get to play with all year long. I really like them. Hi, Paula. Glad you're here. Let's see. Lynn, you said you're watching on Facebook. Yep, I'm glad you're here. Marlene, hello from Iowa. Thanks. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. Doing much better, feel more like my old self again because that was awful. Okay, I'm going to show you the bundle. I was getting ready to do the cards. I almost always forget to show you the bundle. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the ticker for right now. I'll keep the host code up there though. That way you can see that throughout the video. But this is the Cow Builder or Cutest Cow Builder Punch. Love this thing. It is, you can actually, and I didn't do it tonight in tonight's class, but you can make a cow just with the punches. You don't have to use the stamp set. But isn't the cow adorable? The name for this is perfect, Cutest Cows. But they're on this one, to match up with the punch, it's these two heads and this body right here where all the legs are down. These are the ones that match up with this. The other ones you have to fussy cut out or just stamp. So I'm going to be using these two here to make the cow with the punch. That'll be on the second card. The first one, I'm just stamping the cow. I love the little rooster and the chicken, all the greetings. See, they even give you little eyes to use if you just make the cow out of the punch. So you can punch out stuff to make that, and then you can add eyes to it to also. So actually, I think this is, yeah, those are the eyes. That would be the snout, and that's what this one right here, this, try to get it light so you can see it. So that's for the snout. This, I did not know what this was. I was trying to figure that out. What that is, they've even got little horns right here you can stamp. So you would stamp that and the horns would line up here, and then this part right here goes underneath the head. So that's actually to make the horns. And this one right here, there we go, is for the end of the tail, so you can make a different tail color. This is for the snout. You could also use that to make spots for your cow too. So it's a really neat little punch. But I want to make sure you saw all that. Oh, Patty, you're fine. You say you're late having started on the first card, so you're good. Hi, Stephanie. Glad you're here too. Okay. Crystal, yeah, I hope they bring the glass mat back too. So I'm going to put all this to the side because that's what I'm going to be using here tonight. I'm going to bring in the first card. That envelope out of here. This is Calypso Coral, 8.5 by 5.5. Oops, wait a minute here. I'm dropping things. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. Get those lined up. Those corners, that is. Oh, hi, Melinda. I stood up and I couldn't read my tablet very well. From West Virginia. Glad you're here. Oh, hi, Lorraine. Glad you got to make it too. Okay, I've got to figure out a way to get this to pop up more so I can read when standing up. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now I've got the card base. It's gonna be a landscape card, so the fold needs to be on top. Then I've got a piece of petal pink. This is 5.25 by 4. And the paper I'm using is called Les Shops. There's probably another way to say shops in French, but it's Les Shops Designer Series paper. I'll be saying DSP from here on out. That's short for Designer Series paper. This is retiring, but it is still available. It's the one's got the bunch of, you can see part of it, some shops on one side. I think one has a bunch of food on it, but I'm using the pattern side because this doesn't really go with the cows. But this is a 5.25 by 2-inch piece. Get my seal here, and I'm going to put this right across the bottom of the petal pink layer. Oh, hi, Cindy. Watching from Hazen, North Dakota. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to put this right across the bottom. Okay. And if you get the card kit, I've gotten to where, since I'm doing enough for 2 cards, to help me out not having to cut as much ribbon, I am doubling the ribbon when I cut it, and then all you have to do is fold this in half and cut it in half. Then you'll have it all ready for both of your cards. So this is a 14-inch strip. I want them to be 7 inches. I'm just going to fold it in half, cut at the fold, and now I've got my 2 7-inch pieces. This one will be for the second card, so I'll put that over to the side. I'm going to grab some tearing tape. Find the edge. There we go. And whenever you use tearing tape, you want it to be longer than the width of the ribbon. Actually, quite a bit longer. If you make it just wider, it could still pop up. I always might like to make it probably at least double the size, if not more than that. And I'm just going to put this 7-inch piece right across the top of the DSP. I'm just going to look at this one end for right now. Turn this over. Put one right here. Hold that down. Then I'll bring this all the way across. Make sure it's nice and straight. Oh, hi, Patty Joe. I have got a door prize from you from the live 2 weeks ago, and I don't have your address. If you could let's see, you're watching on YouTube. If you look down the video description and click that contact me link, that way I can get your mailing address and get that mailed out to you. I didn't want you to miss out on that. Let's see. I think I still got them over here. You won the opal rounds. These were some embellishments that retired last year, I think. And these can be changed to whatever color you want if you have any Stampin' blends. Okay. So I've got this on here. Now I'm going to go ahead, since this ribbon is all the way around, that's all I need to be able to put, that's all I need to do before I put it on the card base. So I always use my Take Your Pick tool. I think it makes it a lot easier to get the paper backing off of this. And I always start in between where the ribbon is and where the end of the adhesive is. And then jiggle it a little bit. And that kind of loosens up the paper backing and it comes right off. I think it's a lot easier than trying to get it off the end. Because a lot of times I would end up tearing up the adhesive too, bringing it up when I didn't want to. Now I'm going to put some seal on the rest of it, the edges. And I want the DSP on the bottom. Oh, hi, Beth. Glad you're here. Just saw your hashtag door prize. Oh, now I see your hi, Christy. I looked down too long. Oh, and hi, Melinda. Just saw yours. Glad you're here. Okay, so there's my card. I'm going to put this to the side. This is the inside. Not quite ready for that. This is a piece of basic white that is 4 by 2.5. I'm going to grab, oh, I meant to grab another grid paper that wasn't dirty, but this will work. Okay, I'm going to take this, I can't remember if I said the size, 4 by 2.5. I'm going to do some stamping. I'm going to grab my Tuxedo Black Memento and make sure I get the right cow body. This is the one that's sitting down, or laying down, I should say. I'm going to ink this up. And I want it to be up a little bit because I'm going to put some grass underneath here. But I found out I put the grass down first, and then I didn't, it was a little hard to line up the cow. I think it's a little easier to put the cow on first. So have it to the left and up just a little bit. And then I'll be putting grass underneath. And the neat thing they do with the stamps, because this time I'm not using the punch, I love that there is no line right here. So now I can put whichever head I want on there. And I decided to go with the head that does not match up with the punch. That way I could use it. Put the Tuxedo Black on it. And I can have it at the head up. I can have it down like this. I'm just going to have it straight though. Line up, try to get these lines. Oops. Oh, I had some ink on me. Oh, well, I think I'll make it work. You know what? I'm turning that over because that doesn't look good. So I'm going to do that body again. I'm always so glad there are two sides, I mean, to our cardstock. Hi, Becky. Oh, thanks, Cindy. I'm glad you like these colors. Yeah, I forget how good Petal Pink and Calypso Coral look together. And they are really good. Petal Pinks, they're in the same color family. Well, yeah, subtles, but I mean, I think Petal Pink's really just like a lighter shade, much lighter shade of the Calypso Coral. They look really pretty together. Okay, now I'm going to ink this up again because it probably dried up a little bit. Make sure I don't get any ink on there again. So I'm going to line up the head so it's without those lines. There we go. And I do have a little bitty space, but I'm not going to worry about it. But I do happen to have my black not Stampin' Right marker, but my blend. There, just bring that together. Now it looks fine. Okay. And now I want to put, let's see, there's a little jug. I guess you call it like a milk pail. I'm going to put it over here, about the same as about lining up the bottom, about the same as the cows, the bottom of the cow. It doesn't have to be perfect because they're on land. The grass can be different lengths. It doesn't have to be flat. Oh, Becky, you love the cow set. I do too. It is really cute. And then I'm going to use the rooster because our little rooster is going to be on top of the milk jug. There we go. And then there's just this one little lone flower stamp in the set. I thought it was cute and I wanted to use it. So this is another one where you can build scenes with it and just have tons of fun with it. If you remember the Hills of Tuscany, that one you could make a bunch of scenes with. I'm trying to think, there's a bunch of other ones that we have, and those are fun. I think you're get really creative with them. Oh, Patty Joe, you're welcome for the door prize. Oh, hi, Liz. Oh, you just got your internet back? Has it been off? Oh, I hate it when that happens. You don't realize how much you use it until you lose it. Okay, I'm going to make some grass here. First, I'm going to take my light Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to just color over from the bottom here. Actually, I'm making more grass than I did the first time I made. That's okay. We can have a lot of grass showing. And I'm just coloring right up to the bottom of everything and then filling it in. I'm using a very light touch. That's one thing I learned when I started using Stampin' Blends. Use a very light touch. You don't need to be scrubbing at it. Use it kind of more like a brush tip. That way this doesn't fray and it'll last you a very long time. So there, I've got that done, but it looks kind of plain just because it's just colored on here. Oh, it's been off since 5:30. Ugh. Well, I'm glad it came on so you could come live. Oh, Michelle, you love the Tuscany set. I do too. That was, it's a beautiful set. I can't remember. I know it's retiring. I can't remember if it's still available or not. I didn't look. But yeah, that one is a keeper. I like that one a lot. Now there is a stamp that looks like grass blades. So I'm just going to stamp this with my garden green again. I am okay with stamping on top of these because they're laying in the grass. So there would be they weigh more than the grass. So there would be grass blades going above them. That's actually the look I'm going for. So that looks a little better. Now I've got my little grass. You could do lines too, but I like having the stamp. It goes a lot quicker. Now it's time to start coloring this in. I think what I'm going to do first though, I'm going to use my blending brush and Balmy Blue. Oh, I wish I had, you know what, I'm just going to use my paper. I forgot to wet this thing down because that would have wiped up the ink I had on my glass mat. So I'm going to make sure I use my paper this time since I forgot to wet that down. And I'm going to go off the paper a little bit and then come on. It's okay if you get on the images a little bit. Try not to get on the rooster if you make this card because I'm keeping him white. But if I get a little bit on the cow or something like that, that's okay because it's going to be colored with our blend, so it'll cover it up, no problem. But I'm intentionally leaving some white space and making a few places a little darker with the blue. Because, you know, when you look at the sky, that's what a lot of times what it looks like, except here recently, here in Indiana, at least here in Mooresville, the sky has been so blue, no clouds. It's just been gorgeous. I think we're getting clouds now because I think we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, but the sky has just been gorgeous. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I just didn't like it all being just a plain white. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. That kind of brings in the sky. Now I'm going to color these guys. And I'm going to have this be a brown cow. Makes me think of those readers, how now, brown cow. Is that what one of the sayings? I can't remember. But this is pecan pie with the light and the dark. And I'm going to take my light. I'm not going to do any blending this time. So, because, you know, normally I start with the dark. It really doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to do the ear. I'm going to leave the center uncolored for right now. So the majority of the cow is going to be done in pecan pie, the light pecan pie, that is. Except for his snout. I'm going to do that a different color. And then the spots and his hair on top of his head are going to be with the dark pecan pie. So with our blends, you don't have to blend them. You can use them for just 2 different shades. And they look really good together. I'm going to put a little bit of that on the tail. Except for the hair on the tail. That'll be the dark. Just about done. A lot of times I would have colored part of him in already, but it doesn't take that long. Almost done. And if I get into the spots in the hair, no big deal, because when I put the dark pecan pie on there, it's going to darken it up, and it won't matter. Okay, that looks pretty good. He's starting to look pretty cute, adorable, isn't he? I'm going to grab the dark, so do I do the, no, I wanted, yeah, I'll do the dark petal pink. Just a couple places, probably where his snout's at, his nose holes, I'll do with the dark, and I'm going to do the rest of his snout with the light petal pink. And then I think I'm going to do the dark. No, I think I'll do the light petal pink inside his ears. I didn't leave much of a hole on there, but there we go. That works fine. Okay, that's all I need for the petal pink. Now I'm going to take my dark pecan pie, color in his hair up here, and then color his spots in. And I'm okay with going outside the lines with this. It looks just fine. There we go. And, oh, I forgot. I did go ahead and do his hoofs with the dark pecan pie. I went back and forth on whether to do black or that. I decided to do that. Oh, I almost forgot his tail. We want that dark too. The hair at the bottom of his tail, that is. Oh, hi, Polly from North Carolina. Glad you're here. Okay. Oh, Liz, you like Your Path Awaits? That one is nice too. I think I might even have that one, and I never got to use it. I hate it. Normally, since I've been doing these classes, I use everything that I buy. I'm thinking it was either on my wish. No, that was on my wish list. I don't think I ever did get that one. That's right. I came very close to getting that one because that one is really cool too. Okay. Oh, Cindy, it might be the first time you've caught me live. It might be. I'm thinking I've seen you comment before, but it might be the first time you've be able to make it live. I'm glad you got to come. Okay. Making sure I'm not missing any more live. I think I got to erase comments. I might have missed some because this does auto scroll, which is a nice thing, but sometimes that makes me miss some things. So I will go back and read them probably tomorrow. Okay, now to start oh, I forgot his little horns. I'm going to use Smoky Slate. I'm going to use the dark Smoky Slate and color in the little horns. There we go. And since I've got this out, I might as well do the milk jug, milk pail. That's what it's called. And I'm going to make the stripe parts with the darker. And there's some lines here, so I'm going to put a little bit of the dark Smoky Slate on those for shade. And then I'm making the handles dark too. And I think I'm going to make the very top of the pail dark. I'm going to get my light Smoky Slate and color in the rest of it. Like so. Where I've got the shading, I'm going over the dark to blend them together. But I'm not worrying about blending those strips that I made the dark because I kind of wanted those just to stay dark. Kind of like what I did with the spots and on the cow. Okay, done with the Smoky Slate. Now, since I used Calypso Coral on the base, I'm going to use Calypso Coral on the rooster. I didn't want to color him all in. I want him to be a white rooster. So I'm going to use the dark Calypso Coral. Color in the top up here. A little, I can't remember, gobbler, is that what it's called at the bottom. And then just here on the outer feathers of his tail, I'm going to do with the dark Calypso Coral. I'm not going to worry about doing any shading because there's not a lot to color. So you probably wouldn't notice the shading. Okay. And I'm going to grab, oh, I forgot to do my bell. I'll have to show you the original here in a minute. There is a little bell. I should have stamped that first right underneath the neck, and then I could have colored it in yellow, but since I've already colored it in brown, I'm not going to be able to do that. It still looks cute without the bell, but I'll show you with the bell. He's adorable with the bell. So I'm going to grab the dark Daffodil Delight, do his little beak, and then I wanted to do the flower here. I'm just going to go ahead. It's a very small flower, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it all with the dark Daffodil Delight, like so. And I forgot I did pecan pie. I'm going to grab the dark pecan pie and do the center. And that is all the coloring for that. Isn't he cute? Let me bring in the original just so you can see. There's the little bell, but you want to make sure you stamp the bell before you color in the cow, because that way you can color the bell, the dark Daffodil Delight, and then color in the rest of the cow. But it's a little too late for me to do it on this one, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to put this. Oh, I'm going to put it on this mat. This is another piece of Calypso Coral. It's 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Go ahead and put this right in the middle of that. Okay. And then, oh, thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Becky. I'm glad you like the card. Okay. Oh, and hi, Peggy. Didn't see your name pop up. From Minnesota. I'm glad you're here. Oh, thanks, Christy. Now, there's one little thing here. I've got a little greeting. This is going to be in the card pack. It's 3/4 inch by 1 1/4. Let me bring this in again. And I'm going to be using What's Moo with You. I thought that was perfect because it looks like the cow and the rooster are talking to each other. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to stamp it near the top. And it just fits, but because this is their photopolymer stamps, you can see through, so you can tell that you're stamping in the right spot. There we go. I want to make this a little bit like a banner. So I'm going to grab my paper snips. That's what we call our scissors. I'm going to make a little slit right here, close to the center. I'm eyeballing it. Okay, so I've got a little slit right there. Now I'm going to start cutting from the corner here to the top of that slit at an angle. Pull that off. Go from the corner here up to the top of the slit. There we go. So now I've got a little banner going. Doing that little slit helps you make it a little more uniform. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better than if you just, because you might cut way too high on one side. It wouldn't look right. It would look lopsided. So doing that little slit helps a little bit. Now I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm lining up the top of the banner with the top edge of the basic white. And I'm making sure I don't cover up my cow. It's okay if you do, but I didn't want to. So now I've got that on. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Turn that over. Oh, have I sold you on this set, Carrie? Good. I'm glad you like it. Now, one thing I forgot to say at the beginning of the video, the stamp set and the punch will be in the annual catalog, but the 10% off bundle price will not. So if you're wanting to get both the stamp set and the bundle, if you can, you'll want to buy it before April 30th, which is this coming Tuesday, because that's when after that, the bundle will be gone and you'll have to pay full price and buy the stamp set and the punch separately. So I just want to give you that heads up. So if you really like the bundle and want to save that 10%, make sure you get it by April 30th. You might want to get it sooner than that, just in case, like if they sell out of either the stamp set or the punch before then the bundle will be taken down until will not be available anymore, because they probably won't be able to get them in time by April 30th. But when they'll get another shipment in, and then you'll be able to buy them separately. But the bundle price, like I said, get that as soon as you can, or as soon as you can, but no later than April 30th. There we go. I get to talking sometimes and forget what I said. Have you ever done that? Ugh. Okay, so now I'm going to take the paper backings off of here. I'm going to put it at an angle. I always put the paper piercer in at an angle and then just scoop it up, and it comes up really, really easy. Bring in the card base, and this is just going to go right here in the center. Okay, and oh, I forgot to do the inside. Still have a little more stamping to do, but not much. I'm going to grab that rooster again and my tuxedo black memento. He's going to get stamped right here. And then there's that little chicken. I'm going to have them talking to each other. There's a little chicken. And I'm going to color them in real quick. I'm going to use the dark Calypso Coral, just like I did on the front. Here. And the little gobbler underneath his beak. And then the 3 outer feathers here of his tail. And then just to make them a little bit different, I'm going to use my light Calypso Coral and do the top of this chicken and the little gobbler underneath there. I'm taking for granted that's a chicken because it doesn't have the big feathers on the tail. And then I'm going to grab my dark Daffodil Delight and do the 2 beaks, and that will be all. There we go. So that's all I did on the inside. Get that a little closer. Get this attached. Let's see. Beth, you're excited you got your... Okay, it says cow. You mean cow punch? Good. I'm guessing that's it. It says C-A-L, I think. I mean, I might be looking at it wrong. But yeah, it's really cute. Okay, because I can't remember what you ordered recently. I'm glad you got your order. I'm glad to hear that. So there's the inside. And now I want to put some bling on it. Now, these are loose. A lot of our sequins are attached. Have adhesive on the back. These don't. And I'm okay with that because I'm going to be making a shaker card. That's going to be the last card. It's actually called a Faux Shaker Card. Super, super simple, and I think you're going to like it. But right now I'm going to use them like regular embellishments. So I know I want to put a couple. Actually, what you could do, what I do with this one, I just grab a few, pinch a few out here and put them in the lid. I'm going to take this side. Oops, that's a little too long. That's going to mess me up. Let's try that. I'm going to grab a big one and put it around here. And the neat thing with these, you can make them different colors if you want to. And I will be doing that on the next card. This time I liked it better with them clear. I'm going to grab one of the medium-sized ones. It's this one. Put it here. And one of the really little ones. That one was upside down. I could tell when I picked it up. Still upside down. There we go. So I'm just kind of placing them right now where I want them. And then I'm going to grab another small one and put it about right there. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to maybe move that one a bit. Now I've got them where I want them. I'm going to pick one up. You know, I'm going to switch hands here. I'm going to put a little dot of glue right there. Put the sequin down. And then I'm going to put my fingernail right on the sequin and then lift this up and then put some pressure down. If I didn't put my finger there, this would probably lift it up because the glue is still wet. So now I'm going to lift this one up. Little bitty dab of glue. this one down. There we go. Hold that. You always want to hold it for a few seconds. Oh yeah, autocorrect. Autocorrect can be a pain in the neck, can it? I love it when it changes and I don't want it to. So I'm going to put another little dot. The small one, I want to use a very small dot. The nice thing about this glue, though, if it does come out just a little bit out the sides, it's okay because it dries clear. Hold that down for a few seconds. You don't want a lot, though, because it's like a tacky. It's not super strong, but it is tacky. So don't want too much to come out. Well, I'm going to lift this up. There we go. Another dot, and then I will be done. The large one, you could actually use glue, mini glue dots if you wanted to. I think the medium sized one might work too, but they're kind of small. The small ones, you definitely want to use the glue. It'd be way too small for the glue dots. So I'm going to put these back in the lid. And there is the first card. So I just wanted to, I could have colored those with Calypso Coral or the Granny Apple Green, but I just really like the clear, just to give a little shine to the card. So that is the first one. Oh, Paula, they're called Loose Silver Sequins. Now, that's get it closer so you can read it. In case because sometimes I know it's a little hard to understand on a video. But these are retiring, so you're going to want to get those right away. They are still available. I checked that here recently. Unless they sold out since then, but it didn't say low inventory, so I'm sure they're still available. So that is, I got some glue on my glass mat. The one time I forget to get that thing wet. But there's the first card. Now I will grab the second one. This one I've already did some coloring. I'm going to finally learn from the last time. I don't want you to see that one yet, so I'll get that out of the way. Now in the kit, once again, I double-sized the ribbon. So this one is the shorter one, I do believe. Okay, the longer one is a 16-inch piece. So we're going to fold this in half. Oh, what did I do with my scissors? There we go. I've got my little scissors, but these work better with ribbon. So I've got two 8-inch pieces. So I just need one of them for this card. The other one's for the second card. This is a 12-inch piece. I'm going to fold that in half and cut it. So now I have a 6-inch. So those are I need a 6-inch and an 8-inch for the card. Those are ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and fold the card base. This is a Daffodil Delight, 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, you're welcome, Paula. I'm glad I saw your comment. I always hate it when I go back and read the comments. I'm like, oh, somebody had a question and I didn't see it. I'm always glad when I see it. Okay, now this one is going to be, I guess what you call a portrait card. So we want the fold on the left. This is a piece of pecan pie that's 4 by 5.25. See if I can get it a little closer. This is the timber embossing folder. I just happen to have that, but it's a little hard to see it anyway. Well, you can see it some, but you can see how big it is. This is one of our, they're around 6 by 6. So that gives a really neat wood grain. I thought that would look good with the cow. And this is another piece of that Lace Shops. Oh, thanks, Rita. I'm glad you liked it. And oh, hi, Mimi. Glad you got to make it too. This is a piece of the Lace Shops that is a 2 by 4-inch piece. And got some adhesive on here. And I'm going to put this one over here on the left. I'm centering it up and down. Make it maybe about a 1/2 inch maybe from the left side. And bring it down a little bit because it wasn't quite in the middle. That's not too bad. So put that down. I want to grab this of the two ribbons. I want the short one. So grab the 6-inch one. Need some tear and tape again. Oh, thanks, Marlene. I'm glad you liked it. Take the tape off here. I love our tear and tape. We used to have sticky strip? I think that's what it was. And you couldn't tear it. You had to cut it with your scissors, and you got tons of adhesive on your scissors. I was always having to clean them with undo, but I like this. I can tear it easy. I don't have to worry about hurting any scissors. That's about, I didn't put it in the center, but that's about where I'm going to put it. This is the bottom of the card here, right here. I'll bring this around. Put some tear and tape there. And I always try to get it close to the edge of the cardstock because this tear and tape is holding the ribbon down, but it also helps attach the cardstock to the card base too. So make sure that's straight. I'm looking more at the bottom here to see if that looks pretty straight. And then and I always tighten it to where it's just snug. You don't want it so tight that it curls the cardstock. You want the cardstock to stay flat, but tight enough that this isn't going to move back and forth. Okay, that's ready to go. So I'm going to put some adhesive here. And with this timber one, just because there's so many, it's got all that wood grain to it, I kind of put a little more here because sometimes in between the adhesive, like normally I probably wouldn't put any here in the center, it kind of wrinkles and buckles. That's what I was saying. It kind of buckles. So I put a little more adhesive when it's got this much embossing to it because it really breaks up the fibers in the paper. Now I'm going to grab this again. Oh, thanks, Patty. You said you gave me your address. I will get those mailed out. Okay. Get that paper backing off. Now this one, just jiggle it nice and soft. That way you don't pick up the adhesive. I want the DSP on the left side. Make sure that fold is on the left side. Because I have put it on upside down so many times because I didn't pay attention to where that fold was at. Okay, now it's not buckling since I put a little bit of adhesive here, so that's good. So that is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and do, oops, you probably also always saw the inside. That's okay. This piece is 5.5 by 1.5. This is what I'm going to stamp the cow with on. Grab this again. Bring the punch in because this time I'm using the punch. And this one is pretty self-explanatory. When you stamp it, just stamp it, the images upright, because there's sometimes when you do a punch, you want to look at it because sometimes something might be upside down, and that's the way you want to stamp it. You always turn the punch over. Don't go by what the images look like here. You want to turn this over because when you punch it out, you're lining it up this way. So that's why you want to make sure you stamp it just like it is in the punch. So I'm going to grab the body where the legs are just straight down. There's one that looks similar to this, but the one or two of the legs are curved a little bit. So that's not the one. You want the one where all the legs are straight. Sorry, I need to get a drink. Oh, got the furnace going today, so it's getting a little dry down here. Okay, now I'm going to grab my tuxedo black memento. Where did I? Oh, there it is. Oh, thanks, Maya. You already said it was cute. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead, get that inked up. I'm just going to put it right here. And I will give you plenty of cardstock. This is longer than what it needs to be. Always do that just in case with the punch. Sometimes you might need to stamp it again. And then I'm going to use this one. There is the one that winks. I almost used that one. But this one is just the one that's, you just got a cute little smile. But the one that winks also works with the punch. And I'm going to put this one down towards the bottom and kind of over a little bit, leave some space between them. Okay. I don't want it all the way to the bottom because I want to be able to have it punched correctly. You don't want to have a flat edge on the bottom. So now I can line. If I can get hold of the strip, I'm going to put it towards me and then I'll show you. Okay, so now I've got that all lined up. And you can see the reason I'm stamped this first, I'm going to be stamping some of these little ones are going to punch out, too. And that's why I put the head over here because I didn't want these little things to punch into my head and then it would look bad. So there we go. So now we've got the body. I put this on the bottom since this is on the top. That way I'm not putting as much cardstock. If it was at the top, I would have to go up here and I'd be punching a bunch of different things. So I put it towards the bottom so that way I'm not punching quite as much. There we go. So the head's ready. There we go. Now, if I had been thinking, I was so wanting to show you how to punch it. I forgot. Normally I color beforehand, but there's not a lot of coloring to do. You can still color even after you punch. But I normally wait. That way I've got more cardstock to hold on to when I'm coloring. But like I said, there's not a lot of coloring on this. I'm going to grab the dark. Did I do the dark? No, I think I did. The light basic black. That's what I did. And I'm just going to do the spots with the light basic black blend, Stampin' Blend. Okay. And then I'm going to do his little tuft of hair here at the top with the light but basic black. And then I'm going to, oh, I forgot a little spot right here. Oh, and the tip of his tail. Let's do that too. There we go. So that was all with the light basic black. I want his hoofs to be a little bit darker. So I'm doing the dark basic black down here. So that just makes it just a little bit darker. This one's just going to be a white cow with black spots. But I do want to do his snout again. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on the first one. I'm going to grab the dark petal pink. There's a couple places where I think it'll be a little darker. And then take the light petal pink and color in the rest of his snout. There we go. So he's all done. Put him to the side. And then this piece here, oh, you're seeing it because it is colored in a little bit. That's the back side. These are the essential, let's see, what were these called again? I just went blank. Nested essentials dies. These are in the annual catalog, and they are in the new annual catalog too. These are not retiring, so you've got plenty of time to get these, but I use these a lot. Oh, hi, Pat. You have to watch the replay. That's okay. Oh, Bible study tonight. Yeah, you don't want to miss that. So I will see you at the replay. Thanks for popping on, though. Okay, so I'm using this set here. I'm going to use the second largest die. That's what I used to die cut this. But if you get the card kits, this will be die cut for you. And then what I did, I took, this looks like sunflowers, and I inked it up with the Tuxedo Black Memento, and then I just stamped it right here at the bottom. I did stamp it ahead of time, but I want you to see how I placed it. And I started coloring, because the only reason this doesn't look like it would take that long, with these petals being little, I can go really slow because I don't want to get outside of the line. So that's why I thought, well, I'll just color all of them except for the one so you can see how I did it. So I'm going to grab my light. This time I'm actually doing the opposite of what I usually do. I did both ways with these real little petals. I went ahead, I'm going to do the light Daffodil Delight. I'm going to color each one. I'm using a really light touch. That way that the point on this brush tip stays nice and sharp. And I can color in. So I'm using the very, very tip, light touch. And I've just about got them all colored in. There we go. That doesn't take long, but when you do all three of them, it takes a little while. So I didn't want you to get bored. Now I'm going to take the dark Daffodil Delight. And there are little lines at the base of these flowers. And I just want a little detail. I don't know if you can tell here, the tips are a little lighter than the inside. I'm actually only doing like a little dot here on the bottom. Dot, dot, dot. This is a very little petal, but I really like the look of having the tips just a little bit lighter than the bottom. It's not a big difference, but in real, I hope you probably can't see it too well, but in real life, it just does make a lot of difference. I really like it. And then I'm going to grab Granny Apple Green. This time I'm going to do my normal start with the dark. And where these lines are in the leaves, I'm just going to put a little of the dark Granny Apple Green there. They're not perfectly straight lines because, of course, with leaves, so it's not going to be straight. It's really just coloring the center with the dark Granny Apple Green and taking the light Granny Apple Green. I'll do the rest of that. And I am coloring over the dark Granny Apple Green with the light because I want those two shades to blend together. Okay. Oop, I forgot the center. I want to grab my pecan pie. And I kind of like them being a little different too. So I'm doing my dark. Yeah. So I always have to look because sometimes it's a little hard to tell. This, I think, when you put them right next to each other, you can kind of tell, but it's a little easier sometimes to read it to make sure you definitely got the right one. This little center area of the flower center, I'm going to do with the dark pecan pie, and then the light pecan pie, I will color in the outside of the center. But aren't those flowers cute? I really like those flowers. And they don't have to be sunflowers, but that worked good with the colors I was using. And I think I just automatically think of sunflowers when I first looked at them. Okay, so I'm going to grab this piece here. Oh, wait a minute. I need to stamp the greeting. I'm going to be using thank you, using my tuxedo black memento again. Bring this in. I'm going to stamp it in the top left corner. There we go. Now it's ready to go. Make sure I dry it a little bit. Sometimes the black takes a little bit longer to dry and I didn't want it to smear. Then I'm going to put this over the ribbon, kind of towards the bottom. Oh, about like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my cow. The head is what I'm going to put on with dimensionals. So I'll grab this one here. And I didn't want to just use one because it is kind of big. So I'm going to grab my scissors. It's too small for two of the full-size dimensionals. But if you use one of the half ones, it's perfect. There. So a little too big for just one, but a little too small for two. So 1.5 works really good. I'll take those backing. Well, actually, I probably didn't want to do that, but that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lay the cow body down. And without laying this down all the way, I want to make sure I've got enough room for the head. Hold it this way. That looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to put some adhesive on here. I'm going to grab that head again. Oops, it attached to my glass mat, but it'll come up. There we go. Once again, I'm going to make sure I've got in the right spot again. So I'm covering up the bottom of the flowers just a little bit, but that's okay. Then put my little head on there. I liked it popped up. It looks cute all popped up. But there's a little cow. Isn't he adorable? I love him. Okay, so now this 8-inch piece of the ribbon that's left, I'm going to tie it into a bow. If you're right-handed, start on the left side. Do the opposite if you're left-handed. Tie your bow. And I'm going to bring this down because I don't want it to be a great big bow. Just keep playing around with it till the loops look even. Don't worry about your tails because we're going to be cutting those. I'm going to grab glue dots. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I wanted it to angle a certain way, and I couldn't do that if I tied it on that ribbon. It's a little easier with the glue dot. So I'm going to kind of angle this a little bit, have part of it be on the cardstock. I'm okay with it going over the flowers a little bit. I just kind of like it angled like that. You can do it whichever way you want to if you decide to make the card yourself. And grab my scissors that are better with the ribbon. What I need to do is get these sharpened and they'll work just fine. But I've had those for years. They still work great with the paper, but not with the ribbon so much. But these I've only used with cloth, so they're working good. Okay, so there we go. I have some bling I need to put on there. So let me grab those loose silver sequins again. Put some in the lid. I just think it's a lot easier to be able to pick them out if I put a few in the lid. I'm going to put a big one. Now with these, I'm going to color them. But I figured out it's actually easier to color them when they're attached to the card base because they like to move around a lot. So I'm going to grab a big one here. I'm going to put it right there. And I think I'm going to grab a medium-sized one. If I can find the light's kind of playing tricks on my eyes. There's a medium one. I'm going to put it right here. And then I know I had another one somewhere. Oh, there, another medium one. That one upside down. Yeah, that one's upside down. So let's turn that over. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach these real quick. So grab my glue again. Lift this up. Well, putty's acted up on me again. Put a little bitty dot of glue. Put that down. Get a hold of it with my fingernail. Then lift it, take your pick tool up. Let down for a few seconds. Same with this one. Well, there we go. The putty's kind of moved to the side. I keep missing it. And I'm going real slow with the glue because I don't want it to come out too fast. Get my fingernail, hold that down. Got one more. Put a little bitty dot there. And then put this one down. Okay, now, isn't that black and white ribbon perfect, Melissa? I love it. Now, one thing, I'm glad you brought up the ribbon. This ribbon actually sold out. So if you don't have, I mean, I've got plenty for the card kits, but if you want this ribbon, it is gone, but we have got black and very vanilla large check ribbon. So the checks are a little bit larger and the ribbon's just a little bit wider. It looks just as good. Actually, I kind of like the black, very vanilla one better. And it would still look good with the basic white cardstock. So you can't get this if you don't have it already. It's gone, but you can use that black and very vanilla large check ribbon and it'll look just as good, if not better. It's just a little bit wider. So that's a good substitute. And then I thought it looked perfect with the cow too. Okay, and it looks kind of country looking too for a cow. Okay. Oh, you just got home, Angie? Glad you got to make it. Let's see. Oh, from the field. Oh, and it's a pretty day today, wasn't it? It looked cool, but it's a gorgeous day to be out. Okay, so the card front is done. And I went ahead for the inside. I just stamped the sunflower again with the tuxedo black. And then I colored it in just like I colored it in the one here in the front. But I went ahead and did that ahead of time. And then I'll put this on the inside. And card number 2 is going to be done. And the next one is a technique you're going to be learning. A faux shaker card. There we go. So there's card number 2. I'm going to grab this one. This one. And have you noticed too how totally different the color combos are again? I love it when there are a lot of colors in the DSP pack. We've got the first one was Calypso and Petal Pink. This has yellows and browns and blacks. This one's got a bunch of blues. Oops. You always saw the flowers. Oh, well, I meant to get that out. I remember the first card. Okay, the card base is, actually, that looks kind of dark. Oh, I didn't get Misty. I got the wrong one. You know what? Hold on just a second, because this is, well, no, it'll still look fine. On my original, it's going on your card kit, you're going to have Misty Moonlight. It's a little bit lighter. This is Night of Navy. It's still going to look good, but I'll show you the original. But I picked up the wrong cardstock. I need to make sure I get it right in the kits. And I will make sure, because it does look good with the Misty Moonlight. There is Night of Navy in the card, in the DSP also, so both work. But I'd originally gone with the Misty Moonlight. So there we go. This is going to be another landscape card. Oh, Crystal, thank you. She said, color the gems. I said I was going to color them, and I didn't do it, did I? Got them attached. I'm going to grab my dark Daffodil Light. Whenever I color our clear or silver or white gems, I usually use the dark because it shows up better, because it does lighten up when you put it on these. But you can try it with the light and see if you like it. It doesn't really matter. But they do have to be our Stampin' Blends because they're alcohol-based. Our Stampin' Up markers are water-based, and they wouldn't dye these. So I'm just going to lightly, I'm using very lightly, coloring over. I am so glad you said that, Crystal. I was totally spacing that. I'm being really careful that I don't get it on the cardstock. If I do a little bit, no big deal. I'd rather just color the sequins. Like I said, use a very light touch because you don't want this to fray. And there we go. Now we've got the yellow. I just want to bring a little more color to this one. I liked the clear on the first card better. This one I liked them being a different color. So that's a nice thing about those sequins. You can make them whatever color you want to. Thanks for the reminder, Crystal. I needed that. Oh, thanks, Rita. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, I'm glad you liked the colors too. Yeah, this one's got a bunch of blues to it. So we've got that card base already. This was done. This is a piece of balmy blue that's 5 1/4 by 4. Demos recognize this probably. This is a brand new embossing folder. So this is a sneak peek for those of you that aren't demonstrators. It's called the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. I think I brought it over here. Yes. So this is the size of this one. I'll just put it through. But I love the design in this. It is so pretty. Hopefully you're seeing that. Lighting always messes things up. I think that shows it a little better. But this is in the new annual catalog. But like I said, you don't have much longer to wait. It starts next Wednesday on May 1st. Can't believe April's almost over. But this is that really neat. I really like this one a lot. So this is the 5 1/4 by 4. I'm using another piece of the Les Shops DSP. There's the side I'm not using, but that's the side I am. This is a 1 1/2 by 4. I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And I'm going to put this over here on the far. Did I go all the way to the left? I can't remember. Yes, I did. I thought so. I'm going to line it up, the top and bottom edges and the left edges together of the DSP and the balmy blue layer. Okay. Now I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to show you the shaker part here at the end. I'm going to do some stamping first, and then I'll show you all that. Now, this time, grab this. This is a piece of basic white that is 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. And what I did, I stamped this stamp 3 times, and I left a little space right here because once again, I'm going to put some grass. So I just stamped this and went pretty close to the left edge, and then inked it up again and stamped it right next to it. And they fit pretty good. So I colored them all in, but see, this time I did blue flowers, so they don't have to be sunflowers. I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight. Make sure I picked up the right ones because they're right by the blacks. Yes. So once again, I'm going to start with a light Misty Moonlight. Color in those petals. And one thing with the Stampin' Blends too, they do lighten up after they dry. They dry pretty quick, so they lighten up pretty quick too. I got those all colored in. I'm going to do the same thing I did with those yellow ones. I'm just going to take the dark midnight, Misty Moonlight, and just do little dots, like one dot at the bottom of each petal. It just kind of brings a little darker ring to the bottom of it. And the dots look just fine. You can't tell they're dots when you're done. And now I'm going to grab, this time I decided to do the yellow. So I'm going to take the dark Daffodil Delight, color in the very center of the flower center with the dark, and take the light and color the outside of the center with it. And once again, Granny Apple Green. I love this Granny Apple Green. Oh, Melissa, isn't that embossing folder gorgeous? I love it. And that's going to be another one of my favorites now, I think. So I want to grab my dark. Nope, that is a lot. I had the dark the first time. Right where those lines are, well, the center of the leaves, I'm going to do with the dark Granny Apple Green. I'm going a little fatter than the line. And then take the light Granny Apple Green and color the rest. And coloring over the dark just to blend them together, the two shades together. Okay, now I'm going to do my grass again. Bring this in. I'm going to grab the light Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to color once again right across the bottom of the flowers and then all the way down to the bottom, using that very light touch, using brush strokes instead of scribbling back and forth. So I lift it up when I get to the end, and I lift it up a little bit. So just use it just like a brush. That's another way to make your tip last longer. Okay, so that is ready. I'm going to grab the grass blades again. No, that's the thank you. I thought that looked black. It's like I didn't use black ink on that. Then I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green ink pad and just put the grass right along. Oops, I need my mat. It's stamped okay, but I have found out if I don't use this mat underneath the photopolymer, it'll stamp every once in a while just fine without it, and then it messes up. So I want this because I'm going to stamp it quite a few times all the way across. There we go. So that piece is done except for the greeting. I'm going to grab my, let's see, where'd it go? My congratulations. Oh, there it is. Stamp and Balmy Blue ink pad. And I'm just going to stamp this across the top center. There we go. So I've got congratulations on there. And that is all. Oh, wait, take that back. I still need to do the inside of my card. So this is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece. I'm grabbing Balmy Blue. And since I haven't really stamped with this tonight, I don't have to clean it. But if you did the other cards and and this has black ink on it, make sure you clean it. And then I'm going to stamp the top part of the flowers. I didn't want it quite as tall all the way to the top. And just make a little flower garden here. Okay, so that is done. You know what? I kind of meant to have one hanging over a little bit because it looks a little funny. There we go. There's a little too much white space. Even just that little bit makes it look more uniform. Okay, so that is all I did for the inside. And I can go ahead and put this in. I do believe that is all the stamping we need to do. So before I cover this up and lose it, grab the card base. And there is the inside of the card. And I can go ahead and put this on the mat. This is a piece of Misty Moonlight. That is 3 1/2 by 3. Turn this over. And put it here in the center. Oh, hi, Jeanne. I'm glad you got to make it. All right, so thanks. I'm nice to see you too. See your name. Put this right in the center. And no worries about being late. You can watch the replay later. So I've got that on. So that is all I can do. And now we need to start doing this. Oh, we'll take that back. There are 2 pieces of ribbon here. Once again, it's a double size. This one is, excuse me, a 12-inch piece. I'm going to fold it in half. Grab my scissors, cut this. So that way I've got 2 6-inch pieces. So that is for one card. This will be for the second card. This is an 8-inch piece. You're going to fold it in half in the card kit. And then you've got a 4-inch piece. Now I'm ready to show you the shaker card part. This piece here is going to go in this clear envelope. These are called, wrote it down. They're clear translucent medium envelopes. These are still going to be, they're in the annual catalog now, and they'll be in the annual catalog in the new one too. Really hard to see them because they are clear. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this up. You want the flap to be, it's going to go around on the back. You want that to be hidden. So I'm going to put this inside this envelope. Okay. And I want it in the bottom corner because it is smaller than the envelope, but we will take care of this up here. You want to get it as close to the edge in the back and the bottom as you can. Now I'm going to grab the sequins, here they are. I want to leave this flat because I really don't want any of the sequins to go back here in the back. So I'm going to grab a couple pinches. You can put in as few or as many as you want. I found about 2 pinch worths is good. I'm okay with them being like that. You can kind of flick them a little bit to flatten them out a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to close this up before I hit it, and sequins go everywhere. There we go. Take the backing that's on the adhesive on the flap. And then see how this, hopefully you can see that. This is shorter than the top of because if I just did it like this, we'd have all this gap here. Bring this down as far as you can up against the cardstock and then close it. So you're actually folding in a different spot than what the flap is usually folded at. Then you can take your bone folder and get a sharper crease. Okay. Now I'm going to, even while it's closed, I can push on this because I want it all on one side because this is going to get taped like this. So I'm going to grab some tear and tape. I originally had put tear and tape right across here and then folded it over, and it did some weird things. I think this is going to work better. I'm going to, if I can find the end here. Oh, thanks for sharing, Jan. I appreciate that. Okay, where did the end go? My good. Oh, there it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this as tight as I can up against the cardstock. And I'm going to put it where, so they attach together. So it's right on the edge of that fold. It's like using regular tape, except this is double-sided tape. I'm going to make sure I get both ends like so. It's actually easier to do little pieces at first. Then you can fold this down again. So now you've got nice sharp creases on both of these, the flap and down here. And for good measure, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the paper backings off of these two, like so. Oops, push it down really good because it's super easy to pull up the adhesive being on the cellophane. There we go. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and put one long one now. It just makes it easier to work with two, because if you start doing a long one and this isn't folded down and it's still flapping on you, it's a lot harder. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you're liking it, Angie. They actually taught us, it's been a couple years ago when we had an online version of our convention. It's called On Stage. A lady showed us how she did this. She called it a faux shaker card. It's still a shaker card, though. You aren't getting the thickness of a regular shaker card, but you can still shake those sequins around. It's a little bit easier. So now putting that all the way across now, I didn't have to worry about that flap moving on me since I did those two ends, okay? So now I'm going to push that down, make sure it's on there really good. And another thing I found out, I'm going to use, we have two different types of adhesives with the seal. This is the regular seal with a light blue. Then we have this one that's a darker blue. This is called Seal Plus, and it is a stronger adhesive than this. This works with boxes and things like that. And with this being real slippery, I wanted to use this. I learned this the hard way. When I made this yesterday, I was trying to put the adhesive on here and it just wasn't rolling right. So I'm going to do it on here instead. Make sure when you do it that you don't go all the way to the ends, because you don't want any of the adhesive on this border here. I'm just going all the way. So I'm using a little more adhesive than I normally would. Oop, that one I might have gone a little too high up. I think I'll be okay, though. I think I'm going to put another one here in the middle for good measure. But I don't know if you can tell, that is super shiny. It's a really good adhesive. Then I want to make sure, I'm going to put that to the side. I totally forgot one more thing I want to do. And I'm pushing on this to get all the air out. That makes it a little flatter. That'll make it easier for when you go to mail it. I'm going to take the 6-inch piece, the longer of the two halves that we just did. Get that tear and tape again. I'm using tear and tape a lot today. There it is. So I almost put that on without putting my ribbon on. That would not have been good. So I got the tear and tape. Yeah, definitely easier to mail, Angie. Because when you do the traditional shaker card, it's that thickness and it can make you have to pay a lot more on your shipping. But this just makes it a lot flatter. Well, actually, you know what? Before I put the ribbon on, so you can still shake. So I can kind of tap it around so there's some more. And I probably would have put more in. I'll show you my original. It has a little more in. So maybe 3 pinches. Or you can just dump some in. But it's a really neat. I like it a lot. So to me, that's still a shaker card, even though it's called a faux. So now I'm going to put this ribbon around it. So this is on the outside of that clear envelope. Put some adhesive here. Bring this around. And put this one on. Okay, I guess I could have put this one down here since I already had that there, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and take the paper backings off of here. And this piece is just keeping this folded down. But it's also going to help keep it attached to the card base. And then we've got this one that's holding down the ribbon. And now I can put this on out the ribbon's wrapped around. Get that centered. There we go. And then push it down. Okay. Now, I'm just to make sure it stays down. I'm not going to use dimensionals on this. I'm just going to put this on with regular seal. Well, I could use, no, actually I want to use Seal Plus. I do want to use this Plus because this will make it stay on that bag better. And this will go right here. I'm going to have it go over the ribbon a little bit. It's pretty much in the center, maybe to the right just a little bit because I still wanted to show more of that DSP. There we go. And even with this on, it's still going to shake. There we go. Make sure, oh, good. I was afraid I put it on upside down, but it does still shake. And you see little sequins in there. And then I'm going to take this last piece. This is that 4-inch piece. I'm going to tie it in a single knot. Now, with this being the brown, this also, speaking of the ribbon, this is called Misty Moonlight Inner Braid Ribbon. This is also retiring. So all the ribbon I used tonight is retiring, but when I checked earlier today, it was all still available, except for that black and white gingham. I forgot that one is out. But this is only on one side. So what I do, I turn it over, then I tie it, and as I put it through, I kind of make sure I grab those, twist one of them so the braid is shown on both sides. And then I start pulling. I just keep twisting the ribbon as I'm tying it, tightening it up, I mean. There we go. That made it so I had have the braid showing on the whole thing, the knot and that. So turn it upside down, then tie the knot, and then just twist the tails as you're tightening the knot up. Then I'm going to grab glue dots again. Oh, there they are. I'm going to put glue dot right on the back of the knot. Always push it down to make sure it attaches to the ribbon really good. And I'm not going to put it on the ribbon. I'm actually going to put it on the cardstock. This ribbon stays on a lot better if you attach it to the cardstock. But it still looks like it's attached to the ribbon. I'm going to grab my scissors, cut these at an angle, try to get about the same length. There we go. And that is a faux shaker card. Pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you my original real quick. This one was done with the Misty Moonlight, so you really can't tell. You can kind of tell the card base is a little bit darker. So it really doesn't matter. They both look good. So this one was just with Misty Moonlight card base, and this is Misty Moonlight. And this is Night of Navy with Misty Moonlight. I almost think I like the Night of Navy a little better. So you might get a surprise in your kit. It might have the Night of Navy instead. Because that kind of looks neat having the two different colors. So there is the shaker card. But I think these are so much fun. See, this one you can tell I put a lot more sequins in it. There's a bunch of them down here. This one has less. So whichever look you like, you put it in as little or as many sequins as you want. Oh, thanks, Becky. I'm glad you liked them. Yeah, Christy, aren't shaker cards fun? Especially these. They're so easy. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks, Liz. Okay. Now I'm going to grab... Oh, thanks, Cindy. Oh, you have to go? Your grandson? Oh, yeah, got to get your grandson. Can't leave him. So I'm glad you got to see the most of it. And if you win, make sure you come back and check to see if you won the door prize. Okay, so I'm going to bring in all the cards. Here, I'll just take this one away. put them in the order I made them. There we go. So those are the 3 cards. So don't forget, if you want to get the card kits to make all 3 of these, isn't that DSP neat, Patty? I really like it too. Oh, thanks, Beth. I'm glad you liked them. But if you wanted to get the card kits for free, make sure you place your $40 order before shipping and tax using that host code you see in the bottom left corner of the screen. And you'll get card kits to make all 2 each of these 4 cards. And I do all the embossing, and then I die cut this piece out for you too. If you bump it up to $50 order, you'll also get the loose silver sequins, because these are not included in the $40 order for the kits. Bump it up to $50 and you'll also get the sequins. Okay, so that is it for this week, except for the door prize. I'm almost out of practice after not being here last week. Let's see. Oh, I've got a few more people here. Oh, Patty, I love the sunflowers too. It's funny, when I was younger, I didn't really like sunflowers. I love sunflowers now. They're one of my favorites. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Rita. I'm glad you liked them. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, the cows make me smile too. They are adorable. Thanks, Marva. Let's see. I've got some other people on here. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I'm glad you liked all the cards. And Myra. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, I love the different colors too. These are all colors from that DSP. So that shows you all the different colors. And Mary Nip, great cards. Thank you. I love the shaker card too. Yeah. When I was going to use those loose sequins, I thought, oh, I got to do that faux shaker card. This is actually the first one. I've known how to do this for a long time. First one I've ever made. I can't believe I waited that long, because it's been a few years since I learned how to do that. Thanks, Sheila. Okay, let's get going on the door prize. Let me see if I can get this going here. So make sure you comment hashtag door prize. For those of you that did it at the beginning of the video, you don't need to do it again. But those of you that came in late, if you have not done hashtag door prize, you've still got a little time. Everybody that lives in the United States and wants to be in on the drawing, on my door prize drawing, make sure you do that hashtag door prize. Type it in exactly the way you see it there on the screen. Oh, Jan, you have to watch the replay to see. Oh, the DSP. I didn't show all the designs, but it's called Lay Shops DSP. It's in the annual catalog now, but it's retiring. So if you want it, you'll need to get it as soon as you can. But normally when you see this DSP, you think of the little shops that are on it, little storefronts and things. But I use the pattern sides of the DSP for these. Oh, thanks, Becky. Okay, so everybody, oh, wait, take that back. This is for everybody that watches the live and the replay. This does the hashtag door prize, gets the pastel adhesive back sequins, or will be in the drawing, that is, to get this. I wish I had enough to give everybody, but I don't. So if you're watching the replay and watching the live, everybody did the hashtag door prize. Make sure you live in the United States, and you'll get to put in the drawing for these. And this one I will announce next week. Now, tonight, everybody that watched live that did the hashtag door prize is in the drawing for the festive pearls. So that's why I always, no, Crystal, it's not in the paper's not in the clearance shop. It's in the retired section, because it's not in the clearance yet. Who knows? It may come back in clearance if they don't sell out. But right now, it's part of the retired list. So you want to check, go to the, actually, it'll say last chance. That's where you'll find that Lay Shop DSP in the online store. Okay, but there are some things that the clearance rack. Speaking of the clearance rack, they refreshed that on Tuesday. Just about all the new stuff is gone already. I mean, it went quick. I think the clearance stuff usually does go quick, but this, I couldn't believe how fast things sold out this time. But yeah, the paper you'll find in the last chance section of the online store. Okay, so I'm glad we got to talk there for a while, because a few more people. Oh, hi, Becky McFalls. Glad you're here. Again, a few people that came in late that haven't been able to do it yet. Do the hashtag door prize. And then I'll wait another more minute, and then we'll draw for the festive pearls. Get my Post-it note ready here so I can write the name down. Okay. I always have to wait a little bit because there's always such a delay. Sometimes it's even up to a minute delay. Hi, Becky. Glad you're here. Okay. All right. And don't forget, if you haven't seen the beginning of the video and you have ever thought about becoming a demonstrator, You're going to want to do it during May because you get $82 worth of in color product. I showed all that. I won't bring it back out again, but you get all the ink pads. You get a pack of the cardstock, 4 of each color. You get the 6x6 DSP in the new in colors, and you also get the Stampin' Right marker set in all the in colors added to your starter kit for free. Very, very good deal. And then you always get your Stampin' Up product at a discount as long as you're a demonstrator. And I am doing, well, just watch the beginning of the video. I won't go through all that because a bunch of you have already heard my spiel. Don't want to put you through that again, especially if you're not interested. Okay, I think we've waited long enough. So I'm going to pull the raffle up. Last chance. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Oh, I always mean to do the sound, and I never get down there fast enough. Congratulations, Marie. I don't think you've won before. Let me do the crowd cheering. I'm late. Okay. Congratulations. Let me write your name down. But Marie, I don't have your address. So make sure I'm not sure, but if you're watching on YouTube, looks like Facebook. I think I see a little blue F at the bottom of that. If you're on Facebook, make sure you message me from my page and give me your mailing address, and I'll get the Festive Pearls mailed out to you. Okay, we'll get rid of this. Hide. So congratulations. Let me go to me. I need to fix that a little bit. There we go. I always have to move the screen up. Oh, no, don't leave. There we go. Okay. I don't know why that just happened. Oh, I can still see your comments. Good. Okay. Did not mean for that to happen. Let's see. Is that the one I want? Yeah. That's okay. Don't want to miss your comments because I'm sure there's some people coming on. Oh, here we go. Let me click new. That'll get me down to the bottom. Come on. I don't know what I hit on my tablet, but the comments kind of went wacky on me. Okay, so a bunch of congratulations. But Maria, I hope you're still watching. So you can come back and make sure you message me with your mailing address. If I looked at that wrong and you are watching on YouTube, just look down the video description and you can click the contact me link down there and give me your mailing address. And one thing I forgot to tell you at the beginning, if I brought up any links, don't think I did, but if you want to find out more information about the card class at home that's going on this week, click the Learn More button if you're watching on Facebook, and then you find the link that says get free stuff when you order from me. Click on that, and that'll give you all the information about what that ticker is saying there at the bottom and the host code. All the information's there. If you're watching this replay after May 1st, then if you click on that link, you'll also find out what I'm currently offering. And those of you that are on YouTube, just look down the video description and you'll see a thing that says Card Class at Home page. Just click on that link and that'll take you there. But all the links that you need on Facebook are in the Learn More. On YouTube, just look down the video description. You'll see all the links down there. Okay. I think we are done for the night. I'm so glad I was well enough to do this live. It was a little iffy there at the beginning of the week, but I think I'm finally on the mend. This has been a long 2 weeks. So I will see you guys again next week. This is the last time I do something that's not in the new annual catalog. Yeah, I did give you a little sneak peek on an embossing folder, but next week is going to be something new from the new catalog. But to make sure anything that's on the last chance list that you want, you need to get that order placed this week by 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday, April 30th. That way you'll get your order in, because after that, all that last chance stuff goes away, and some things could still sell out before that date. So you want to get your order in as soon as possible. Make sure you use that host code. You can see it in the ticker, but I'm going to bring up that other one so you don't have to go searching for it. I'm going to get rid of the door prize one. I don't need that one anymore. Oh, good. It went away. So there's the actual hashtag, so you don't have to wait for the scrolling. But now, if you want to wait for the annual catalog to order from that and still get these card kits, you can wait till May 1st, because May 1st is the last day that you can order for this class. And that's also the first day of the new annual catalog. So if you want to get last chance stuff, make sure you get your order in before the end of the day, April 30th, which would be 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. If you want to wait for the annual catalog but still get these card kits, place that order on May 1st. So that way you can do that. So you've got 2 choices this week. So, oh, Christy, you're going to be in South Carolina, and I'm not seeing the whole chat because the thing messed up on me. Oh, somebody's graduating. I'll have to look at it later. I can't see who's graduating. It cut it off. Oh, thanks, Rita. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Christy. I'm glad you liked the class. Okay, I think we are done, especially when I'm not seeing everything. Have you sent out the monthly online card? No, I have not. I'm actually still waiting for that order. I've got till the last day, which is Tuesday, to get it mailed out to you. I always say I'm going to get it out by the last day. I'm still waiting on that order to get here. So if it doesn't, it's supposed to be here Sunday. So I should be able to get it out by Tuesday. So I'm going to start working on the video tomorrow and try to get the stuff I can get done now. And then I'll make the card kits once all the supplies get here. So I'll start on that on Monday. But I should be able to get those mailed out by Tuesday. Okay, I think that is it. Oh, thanks, Carmel. I'm glad you liked them. And I think I'm missing another. Oh, and Rita. Okay, I think we're done. So I will see you guys all again next week and be looking for a lot of videos. I'm hoping anyway. I always say this and life happens, like my tooth. Making a bunch of projects with the new products, and I'm going to have a bunch of videos coming up because I'm probably going to do a live, probably even on Wednesday. It's different from this. It's not going to. We'll still do the card class on Thursday, but I'll do a live that shows you things about the new catalog because it's a little different this year. So I want to be able to explain all the different things in the catalog, and we'll just go through the catalog so you don't miss anything on that. So I will see you probably Wednesday then. So see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye.